Welcome back to the Bounce Podcast. I'm your host Ayub, and today we have Alex Oliver joining us. Alex is a talented high school basketball player from Australia, currently playing for the Sydney Comets in the NBL 1 and Youth League. Alex, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
No worries. So I kind of want to start with your early days in basketball. Why do you play basketball?
Yeah, I think growing up, my brother and sister were both playing, so I was always surrounded by it. And I just fell in love with the nature of it and the environment, meeting new people, so many great memories and everything.
Being surrounded by basketball, did you kind of have to consider it, or was it kind of just natural where you're I'm just gonna join in and just play basketball with them?
Yeah, I think didn't really have a choice, younger siblings, so it was just so great to have them to look up to as well, and be my role models, I guess. Yeah.
Well, what drives you to kind of continue working on it? Is it because they're your role models, or would you say you now have your own kind of passion for it?
Definitely developed my own passion as I got older and am more involved in it. And I think meeting new coaches and of course once you make teams and everything, I was more motivated, I guess. And yeah, just having striving to get better.
What's the hardest challenge you've faced so far?
I think it would be probably motivation. It's good to have those around you that keep pushing you, but sometimes when say you get setbacks, don't make a team or something, it's get put down. But I think it's important for me personally, having the people around me to keep pushing me is really big.
Yeah. Would you say the people around you kind of motivate you more than you do yourself?
Yeah, I think so. It's a really big thing, because sometimes the little voice in your head, you just can't get it out.
Yeah.
But if you see everyone around you, everyone has those days as well, so you're not the only person.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, as a young basketball player, what do you think sets you apart from other players?
Oh, it's a tough one.
Yeah.
I'm pretty I don't really know the word for it, go with the flow type of thing, adaptable to situations. And yeah, I think that's just a big thing, going into different environments, being able to get to know who who I'm working with. And yeah, I think that adapting.
Yeah, kind of adapting, or versatile on the court as well, or just in the whole aspect, with coaches and stuff and on the court as well.
I think the whole aspect, mainly players, and getting to know them on and off the court, I guess. Yeah, building that relationship.
Mm-hmm. Well, would you say talking about relationships with players or your teammates, would you say having a strong bond with your teammates is really important?
Yeah, definitely. Both on and off the court, but mostly off the court is where it develops, training and just outside. It's very important, I think, because you got to have one another's back and trust each other.
Well, getting into the background, we've already kind of spoken about it, but how did you first get started? So what did you kind of what was the process of you starting with basketball?
Yeah, so I played rep basketball for my small country town, Cootamundra, the Cootamundra Cougars.
Mm-hmm.
And we were the only rep team for that club. So I had a great group of girls around me playing with them, and we went through from under 12s all the way to under 18s. And we were a pretty great team. We played in the Junior Premier League. So that was probably the starting building block. And then from that, just going into New South Wales, representative, the state performance program, the training programs, and all the country camps for country kids was really important.
Starting in the country especially is kind of a bit harder to, I guess, pursue a career in basketball because you have to like kind of like get out of the country, get to like the
Yeah.
city, you know, get people to know, like get to know people as well. So how was that experience? Like kind of what did you have to go through?
Yeah, it's definitely like a challenge because I've had like the experience of both worlds, like country and the city.
Mm,
And in the country, it's like there's not as many people who are interested in it. So a lot of it's like traveling to areas. And a big thing would be like the coaches, like um, they really have to like push you, I guess, because sometimes it's like one on one, like you're the only person training.
mm,
So yeah, the coaches are a big part of it. And I think um, just like once you got to like believe in yourself, I guess, like because it's so easy to lose interest when like there's not many people around you. But yeah, the support from like your parents, my parents as well, were a big part, like driving me places. So yeah.
how far would you say you had to drive to get to like somewhere to like get to a game or let's say a tournament or whatever?
Yeah, I say like the average would be like 4 hours or something. So yeah, to Sydney it was a bit of a trek.
Yeah, yeah. Are you looking to pursue a career in basketball?
Yeah, definitely like very passionate about it. I think um after year 12 I this year obviously I finished. So I think I considered college, but I think staying in Australia is better for me. So I think getting involved in the uni basketball and trialing for the Sydney Flames like development training squad. I think
Mm,
that's the road I want to go down after I finish school to keep playing and staying
mhm.
involved.
Yeah, that's very cool. Growing up playing Kudamanda rep from under 12s to under 18s, obviously. Well, how was that experience like? If you want to get into that a little bit.
So obviously the girls around me just made it like so much better. I guess people kind of like underestimated us, like a small country town. Like no one really knows where Cootamundra is. So, um, but we're a great team. So I think like we really shocked people. And I guess like it was like a very comfortable environment to be in. So like making mistakes and everything, like you know that like your teammates had your back. And yeah, we were a very like strong group together and like supporting one another, our parents around us. And because we're like the only team in our like club, so you'd have like the community backing you and everything and getting a lot of support. So that was great.
I feel like having a support from the community is very important as well,
Yeah.
especially you were the only club. So like if you didn't have that support, it would have been a lot like different. I
Yeah,
would say.
definitely.
How much of an impact has Kudamandra had on your basketball journey so far?
Well, I think it's like it was a starting block to it all. So like my coaches, teammates, just like really, I guess, helped me continue with it.
Mhm.
Because like we were a pretty successful team, so like the winning was great, and it just like motivated me to like keep going. So I guess yeah, it like really just started it all.
Yeah. For those who don't know, where is Kudamandra?
It's like in the Riverina. It's about. Have you heard of Wagga Wagga? If that, it's like an hour
Yeah.
away from Wagga Wagga.
Well, if anyone's listening, that's where Kudamandra is. So, okay. Well, I want to kind of move on to youth level and NBL one because that's what you're doing right now.
Yeah,
So like you're playing youth league in NBL one for the Sydney Comets, right?
yeah, yeah,
So first of all, congrats because that's very cool. It's very it's a big step, you know.
yeah. Thank
Um,
you.
but what's it been like so far?
Yeah, it's been a great experience. The coaches, the players, like it's an amazing club, like so supportive, great community. And like as a like the youngest, one of the youngest players on the NBL one team, it's just so great to like be with all the older girls, be around them,
Mhm.
and just like see, have them to look up to, I guess. Been like a great learning experience.
What would you say like the biggest thing you learned from playing in the youth league and NBL one is?
I would say it would be like probably believing in yourself and your teammates. Yeah, so on the court, like backing yourself and knowing that like my teammates are backing me as well. And yeah, just like I think having faith in yourself.
Yeah, I would say like that's pretty important, especially because you're the youngest player as well. So
Yeah.
I would understand where you're coming from. How intense is the workload, would you say?
For both teams, they're training like twice a week, Tuesday and Thursdays. And I'd say like we get good sessions in,
Mhm.
but like the coaches are so like great. It's like so understandable and like so easy to like get along with, and they're so understanding. So I think it's like a good level of like mix between like our training sessions as a team and individual, and then like having that rest.
Obviously, you're still in school, so how is like balancing training for two teams and like keeping your school life or even social life together as well?
Yeah, like at times it can be challenging, but like I found it a big thing, like communication with my coaches, like they're so understandable, like so easy. If like I need like a day off training or something to study, like they understand it.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's been a big thing, like communication, and yeah, like it's so great. I appreciate it so much. Like my coach is just understanding, like the balance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shout out to the coaches.
Yeah.
Has it been like really intense playing so much basketball at such a high level, especially because you're so young?
Yeah, at the start I was like very nervous, especially NBL one, and but I think once I like met all the girls and everyone, it's been like so much easier, and I realized like that some of that stress is very unnecessary
Yeah.
because like if you make a mistake, like like you personally might not get over it, but everyone else just like it's not that big of a deal. So yeah, I think especially like the team, the NBL one team, so understanding, like so supportive. It's great.
Can you share with us some highlights from your time playing with the two teams? So, like, what's like your favorite moment out of like, you know?
The wins, obviously,
Mhm.
they're great, and like the home games, like our supporters, it's like crazy to see like the when the stands are, like full.
Mhm.
And I think just like in general, we're so like supportive of one another. So just the energy that we all like give off, like say if someone like gets a block, hits a three, like we'll just go crazy like on the bench and on the
Yeah.
court. Like it's so great to see it, and then it like hypes you up, like if you're that
Mhm.
player that gets
Yeah.
it.
100%. Would you say like the energy kind of like lifts you up, even if like it's not directed towards you, but like, like let's say someone else on your team gets like a three or a mad block or whatever. Does that like energy also lift you up to play better?
Yeah, definitely. Like you just like react off one another
Mhm.
and just like match each other's level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a good like chemistry between the teammates.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of want to talk about some of your future goals and aspirations. So, like, what's next for you, Alex? If you want to tell the world what you have coming, let them know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think like I mentioned before, it's like recently I've like a big goal for me would be to be part of the Sydney Flames development, so trialing for that.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I think obviously NBL one has been great this year, so playing continuing in that next year and just like improving individually, like my shooting on all aspects.
Is there any specific goal apart from like obviously getting to Sydney Flames, but or like any specific goal or dream you have in basketball, like after that, or even just like during that process?
Obviously, like Australia is like the big
Yeah.
thing, yeah, but probably like WNBL, of course, like the Sydney Flames, and probably just like individually, like being proud of myself, like keep working and training, and just knowing that like I put my very best in and like had a great time loving in the sport.
Hell yeah. Are there any particular areas of your game that you're working on or like trying to improve?
Yeah, definitely my offensive game, and probably just like being more of a threat in that aspect, like my finishing and shooting. Yeah, definitely that's a big thing recently.
Now we have some quick fire questions. You can take your time, but we're gonna do them quick fire.
Ready?
What's your go-to move on the court?
Oh, I think a little Euro step.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Best advice you've ever received?
Probably like to get out of my own head, like get that voice out of my head.
Toughest person you've had to guard so far?
Oh, I'd say Jada Crawshaw. She's in my team, but at training, she's just like unstoppable.
Mm-hmm. What's your pre-game ritual?
I like to eat a banana and have an up and go.
Very solid, very solid. Who is your dream teammate, past or present?
I would say present Shyla Hill. It's like amazing to be playing with her.
What's your favorite basketball shoe?
It's a tough one.
Yeah.
Probably the ones I'm wearing currently, which is the Air Zoom. Great shoe.
Who's the GOAT?
Oh, I'd have to say probably Lauren Jackson.
Favorite song or favorite artist?
Favorite artist would be The Weeknd.
Favorite movie?
Probably The Notebook.
The Notebook. Last one is favorite memory on a basketball court.
Gosh, there's so many. It would have to be back to my Coonamunga team and like winning our grand final.
We're going to wrap it up now, but I'm going to give you another chance to kind of just like put another word out to the people listening, you know what I mean? Say whatever you want to say, and then we're going to wrap it up after that.
Look, I think it's just like, for me, like having that passion, so great, like sticking to it. And obviously, like I said before, like the people around me have been just like the biggest support, like coaches, like currently like Shelley Gorman. It's been so great. Teammates like Vanessa Panousis and Shyla. It's like amazing to like have those role models to look up to. And I think just like sticking to my own individual goals, helping me to like get where I want to be. And yeah, I think just pursuing your interest.
Well, thank you for joining us, Alex, on the show. It's been an incredible time, and it's been really good hearing about your journey as well. And yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's been great.
No worries.